The story is that an American star was robbed of jewels worth $10 million. The old thieves, who were barely earning minimum wage, who were struggling, who were always looking for money, ultimately lost everything, even though they managed to sell Kim Kardashian's jewels. And now they find themselves on trial in a Paris court. And for Kim, it's the worst experience of her life.
In the dead of night, in a discreet apartment behind Paris's historic Madeleine Church, Kim Kardashian lay tied up in a marble bathroom, terrified and alone. Outside, the streets buzzed with the energy of Fashion Week. But in suite number 1 of the Hôtel de Portelès, a silent heist was underway. One that would send ripples through the worlds of celebrity, fashion, and international crime.
Kim Kardashian was scared out of her wits. She was terrified because she thought they were. When 2 guys arrived disguised as police officers, flanking the handcuffed night watchman with a gun, she thought they were terrorists who had come to kidnap her.
Next week, nearly 8 years later, 10 people will stand trial in a French criminal court, charged in connection with what prosecutors describe as one of the most audacious celebrity robberies in recent memory. Among them are several elderly men, some in their 70s, dubbed by French media as the grandpa robbers. They're accused of orchestrating a jewel heist worth $9 million. Much of it never recovered. Kardashian, who at the time was married to rapper Kanye West, now Ye, will return to Paris to testify. Her legal team says she will speak only in court.
At this time, Miss Kardashian is preserving her testimony for the court and jury. She wishes for the trial to proceed in an orderly fashion in accordance with French law.
On October 3, 2016, Kardashian, then 35, was in Paris with her mother Kris Jenner and sisters for Fashion Week. Over the days leading up to the robbery, she posted photos on social media, some showing off glittering jewels, including a $4 million engagement ring from West. The luxury residence, favored by celebrities for its privacy, had several hidden entrances and rooms that could command $15,000 a night. That privacy became a liability. At around 2:30 a.m., 3 men dressed in police garb reportedly tricked their way past the building's concierge at gunpoint. 2 of them forced him to lead them to Kardashian's apartment. Speaking later to David Letterman in a 2020 interview, Kardashian recalled their urgent demands in French.
They kept on saying the ring, the ring. I kept looking at the concierge. I was like, are we gonna die? Just tell them I have children, I have babies, I have to get home.
The thieves made off on bicycles, carrying an estimated $9 million in jewels, including the engagement ring. No one was physically harmed, but Kardashian was left badly shaken.
The night of October 2nd to 3, 2016, a team of fairly experienced old thieves broke into Kim Kardashian's room at a hotel, a flat hotel called the No Address. It's 4 stars. And they stole her engagement ring, which rapper and former husband Kanye West had given her, worth $4 million, plus $6 million in other jewelry. They fled on bicycles and later sold the jewelry in Antwerp, Belgium, and were caught in January 2017.
It didn't take long for investigators to begin piecing together the crime. DNA traces found on plastic bands used to restrain Kardashian helped French police identify suspects. In January 2017, they made arrests. Among those arrested, Younes Abbas, now 71. He admits to being part of the robbery but insists he wasn't the mastermind. The big job was to be the last, he told TF1, a French television channel. A career criminal who had spent 2 decades in prison, Abbas said he didn't know the jewels belonged to a celebrity. He fell off his bicycle while fleeing the scene, leaving some of the loot behind. His lawyer, Gabriel Dumenil, said Abbas never expected weapons would be involved. He acknowledges his role but rejects being the ringleader, Dumenil said. The criminal trial, which begins April 28th and is expected to run nearly a month, will put 10 individuals in the dock. 5 face charges of armed robbery and kidnapping. Others are accused of aiding the crime or illegally possessing firearms. In France, trials of this nature are closely watched, but rarely does the victim walk in with the global fame of Kim Kardashian. Her appearance is expected to electrify the courtroom and bring global attention back to a case that once dominated tabloid headlines. The defense attorneys, meanwhile, are preparing for a media spectacle. "It's an unusual trial," said one lawyer involved, "not because of the charges, but because of the story and who's at the center of it." Kardashian, once a reality star and now a business mogul and budding legal advocate, has mostly stayed quiet on the trial. But her testimony will likely be vivid. She once described thinking she might be raped or killed. "You have a different sense of security," she said in the Letterman interview. "You become more aware."
But they were overwhelmed by Kim Kardashian's global fame, and some of them discovered the next day on TV, in the media, and on social networks that it was Kim Kardashian, that she was a global influencer, that she was very famous, and that she was the 42nd richest person in the world. And they were overwhelmed.
Now, almost a decade later, she returns to Paris not for the runways or fashion shows, but for justice.